So first of all, the Pope had been sick during the winter time, and I think it became alarming to a lot of people, but he rallied there and then made that last drive through St. Peter's Square yesterday among all the pilgrims. What are your first thoughts on
Well, it's
that?
amazing that he worked right up to the very end. It's extraordinary. I mean, he saw Prime Minister Vance just 2 or 3 days ago and had met with other leaders and what have you. So he never took a break. He simply went home to God, was his exit, and which is certainly the case. He was just a wonderful pope, a marvelous pope, a great gift to the church and to the world. I was just thinking, Paula, there's only in the 266 or something popes in the history of the Catholic Church,
Mhm.
there's only a couple that have the appellation of the Great. So Gregory the Great and Leo the Great. They're the only two I can think of offhand. But I think he'll be Francis the Great.
Mm.
He was just a wonderful pope and a tremendous gift to the life of the church, but to the life of the world as well.
The two events that stand out, I think, to most people, to me anyway, right off the bat, were first of all, his decision not to live in the papal apartment and to live in Casa Santa Marta, a very simple man, and his five most consequential words when he said, "Who am I to judge?"
Yes.
When he was talking about the church's stance on homosexuality. Are those some of the most important
Well,
aspects of his papacy, or what do you?
as we think about it, Paul, over the coming days, we'll add new features for which we're deeply grateful of his papacy, because they're numerous. They're numerous. My favorite is that his tremendous outreach to all, and his tremendous welcome for all. So he had this outward reach, being going to far, far away places, with Guinea-Bissau and places with very small Catholic population, but trying to include the margins and to bring
Mhm,
people in from the margins into the heart and center of the church. But then the welcome he had. I mean, his great cry was todos, todos, todos,
mhm.
all are welcome. And it was very clear that he had, in a particular way, he had the LGBTQ community in mind with that chant of his.
Sure. And when you
So
talk about the margins, I think for many non-Catholics who don't understand the distinction of the Jesuit philosophy, that they very often work in urban centers with the urban poor, and they want to make sure that they include people on the margins of society.
yes,
That
no,
is
his
a big theme of his papacy. Yeah.
absolutely. No, his outreach to migrants and immigrants and poor people coming in. And I mean, the whole thing for him was based on the centrality of Jesus. And that wasn't just because he was a Jesuit, although the Jesuits focused on Jesus, as you know from your own school days. Um, but it was just, he had this wonderful turning to the historical Jesus, to the compassion, to the inclusion, to the
Mm.
hospitality, to the care for the downtrodden, that you see that is the primary witness of Jesus in the life of the world. And he imitated that. So he was truly he was a great Franciscan in his beloved name of Francis. He certainly honored the charism of Saint Francis,